Good afternoon, Red Raider fans. It is Homecoming Saturday here on the campus of Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa. Today, the Raiders are back on Corver Field at DeValois Stadium as they face the Doane University Tigers this homecoming weekend. The Raiders enter the contest with a 3-0 record, 2-0 in the GPAC, while the Tigers enter with a 1-1 overall and GPAC record. Northwestern has outscored their opponents 146-51 in just 3 contests, while the Doane squad has scored 31 points in their 2 games so far this season. All-time, the Raiders hold a 21-15 advantage in the all-time series with the Tigers, dating back to 1982 when the series began. Northwestern has won 4 straight games and looks to make it 5 consecutive victories over Doane on homecoming weekend, including a 35-10 victory last year in Crete, Nebraska. Last season, the Raiders took care of business against Doane, winning handedly 35-14. Through 3 quarters of play, the Tigers hung tough with Northwestern as the Raiders clung to a 14-7 advantage. The 4th quarter finally saw the explosive Raider offense break through, scoring 21 points to put the game away. Tyson Koima went 16 for 23 with 270 passing yards, throwing for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. His longest pass of the afternoon was a 60-yard completion to Shane Solberg. Both Solberg and Josh Fakema were on the receiving end of a Koima touchdown pass. Connor McQuillan rushed for 63 yards with 1 score. Defensively, Northwestern was led by Tanner Olson and Parker Fryer, who combined for 19 total tackles on the afternoon, while Jalen Gramstead had an interception, and Fryer and Jaden Snyder both tallied fumble recoveries. As I said previously, Doane Tigers are 1-1. So far this season, 0-1 in the GPAC, Their head coach Chris Besler is in his 4th season leading the Tigers. They face their 2nd straight top 10 opponent this week as the Tigers fell to number 3 ranked Morningside a week ago in their home opener, 56-14. They opened the season on September 4 with a 17-3 win over the Chargers of Briar Cliff in Sioux City. The Tigers rely heavily on their rush offense as Doane has rushed the ball 95 times this season compared to only 44 pass attempts. Frazzie Wynn carries the bulk of the load on the ground with 34 carries for 130 yards so far this season with just 1 touchdown. Teammate Adam Wasserman also has a touchdown run and has 103 yards on 21 rushes. The Tiger defense is stout against the rush, only allowing opponents to rush for 69 yards per game, returning 10 of last year's defensive starters. Coach Besler is in his 4th season of leading the Doane football program. He loaded the program back in 2007 and served as a defensive coordinator before being elevated to the head coaching position. Besler is a defensive-minded guy as the Tiger defense has averaged less than 100 rushing yards per game. The Tiger offense has struggled to take advantage of the opportunities the defense has provided so far this season. By the numbers for the 2021 stats so far this year, the Tigers are scoring 15.5 points per game with a total of 314 yards, rushing 186.5 yards per game and passing 127.5. Defensively, the Tigers are allowing 29.5 points per game, 385 total yards, 69 on the ground, and 316.5 yards in the air. Comparing that to your Northwestern Red Raiders with a 3-0 record, 2-0 in the GPAC, they have averaged offensively scoring about a 48.7 points per game with a total of 420.3 yards, rushing 120 yards per game and passing just over 300. Defensively, the Red Raiders have allowed just 17 points per game with 268.7 yards per game, 82 of those yards on the ground, 186.7 in the air. Across the GPAC, a couple of other important contests going on this afternoon. Dakota Wesleyan is at Midland. The Warriors gave the Raiders all they could handle last week in Fremont, Nebraska, and Midland fell 35-29 in overtime. Quarterback Jake Ashby threw for 22 yards with 2 touchdowns, along with 2 interceptions in that loss. Kicker Jared Quinones was named the GPAC Special Teams Player of the Week after hitting all 3 of his field goal attempts of 43, 26, and 37 yards. He also had 7 kickoffs with 2 going for touchbacks. Dakota Wesleyan enters the week after their bye week. 2 weeks ago, the Tigers downed first-year football program Mount Marty 20-3 in Yankton, South Dakota. Against the Lancers, it was a dual quarterback system as both Austin Lee and Keel Nelson both threw for over 100 yards on the day. Both recorded a touchdown toss and threw an interception. Jamin Aaron carried the Tigers with 191 rushing yards from his running back position on 17 carries and broke off an 83-yard touchdown run as well. In Sioux Center, Concordia 1-1 overall in the GPAC, and will be facing number 19 Dort, who also has a 1-1 record on the season, 1-1 in the GPAC. That game started a half hour ago. Just started, I guess, at 1 o'clock. After a convincing home opener victory, the Bulldogs of Concordia will look to carry that momentum to Sioux Center as they square off against these number 19 ranked defenders. The two gunslingers saw action as quarterback one Wyatt Ellers, went 13 for 21 for 204 yards and a single touchdown toss. He also threw one interception, but it didn't matter as the Bulldogs prevailed 62-21. Backup quarterback DJ McGarvey tossed 8 passes, completing 7 for 150 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, the number 19 ranked defenders got in the win column last week with a 61-10 beat down of Hastings on the road. Dort dominated every aspect of the game against the Broncos, picking up 41 first downs to Hastings' 11. Quarterbacks Ethan Thomas and Tyler Reynolds both tossed for 106 yards and each recorded a touchdown pass. Running back Anthony Trohan rushed for 166 yards on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns in the Big Dort win. Mount Marty gets thrown to the Wolves this weekend as they will head to Sioux City to play Morningside. A tale of two stories really playing out there as Mount Marty, fielding a football team for the first season, is set to square off with the NEIA powerhouse. The Lancers will look to pull off the upset of the century, while Mount Marty has dropped their first 2 contests in program history, falling to Dakota Wesleyan in opening week 20-3 and Jamestown last week with a score of 35-6. In the game against the Jimmies last week, Mount Marty scored their first ever touchdown thanks to a 6-yard run from William Rauch. Morningside enters the contest ranked 3rd in the country after dominant victories over Concordia 63-7 and Doane 56-14. Quarterback Caden Lodwig tossed for 218 yards with a pass of 63. Joe Dolanchek went 11 for 14 for 198 yards, passing 11 for 14, finding the end zone through the air 3 times in the dominant Mustang victory over the Tigers. Jamestown is at Hastings this afternoon, a 1 o'clock start there as well. Jamestown got into the win column for the first time last week to start 1-0 in GPAC play as they took down Mount Marty 35-6 in their newly renovated stadium in Jamestown, North Dakota. Quarterback one Kate Torgerson erupted for the Jimmies, throwing for 343 yards on 26 for 46 passing, tossed 3 touchdown passes while not throwing a single interception. And Michael Maiden was Torgerson's favorite target on the weekend, collecting 7 passes for 101 yards and a touchdown. Teammate Stephen Justice has brought in 7 receptions for 63 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hastings has not yet had the start of the season they were looking for, starting the GPAC slate with number 2 Northwestern and losing that one 45-13, and then last week against Dort losing 61-10. The Broncos have been outscored a whopping 106-23 in their first 2 games of the season. They look to get in the win column this week on their homecoming weekend against the Jimmies of the University of Jamestown. We're about just under 17 minutes before game time. We'll take another quick break here, be back with the starters and some individual stats for your Red Raiders. You're listening to Red Raider Football.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We lead and serve. We're smart and strong, courageous and faithful. We achieve not for ourselves, but because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for our careers, for God's call on our lives, for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
Welcome back here to Develoy Stadium in Corver Field. An absolutely gorgeous day for a homecoming weekend. A little bit breezy, I will say, a little bit of a south wind coming straight across from right to left on your screen. And but beautiful blue skies, not a cloud in sight, and a great day for alumni to come back to campus and enjoy each other's company and participate in all those fun festivities planned by our alumni department there in advancement. Doing a great job. Also yesterday, had the fun opportunity to watch the dedication of the Frank and Lois Vogel Welcome Center here on campus, a new addition for prospective students to meet some staff and admissions counselors that will help to guide them as they pursue their next steps after high school, thinking of coming to Northwestern College. So lots of fun stuff happening on campus today, but the number one thing on our minds right now, happening in about 14 and a half minutes, is this GPAC contest of your Northwestern Red Raiders playing host to the Tigers of Doane University. Let's meet those Tigers first. Starting on offense at left tackle is number 74, Aiden Mendoza. At left guard, number 73, Max Drebenstead. At center is number 65, Caleb Anderson. At right guard, number 77, Logan Herman. And at right tackle, number 76, Lane Cornwell. Slot back is number 8, Adam Wasserman. And wide receivers include number 82, Jeremiah Payne, number 21, Isaiah Celestine, and number 16, Brian Lambert. In the backfield, at running back is number 5, Frazzie Wynn. At quarterback is number 14, Zach Witters. Kicking for the Tigers will be number 42, Caden Thies. And punting will be number 1, Mason Kraus. Returning punts is Isaiah Celestine, as he will be doing some kick returning along with Brian Lambert. Defensively for the Tigers, starting at defensive end is number 0, Joaquin Robinson. At number 9, Ty Barbazone. And number 93, Riley Homolka on the other side of the defensive line. Linebackers are number 7, Riley Heitoff. Number 6, Ryan got to check the pronunciation there. Lasowskis. Ryan Lasowskis at middle linebacker, and on the other side, number 1, Mason Kraus. Cornerbacks are number 20, Dante Wiggins III, and number 19, Cedric Gooch. Safeties include number 29, Ryan Mitchell, number 4, Cooper Bates, and number 2, Damon Brown. And now for your Red Raiders, starting on offense at left tackle is number 74, Greg Will. At left guard, number 79, Darlin Marquez. At center is number 69, Jack Johnson. At right guard is number 78, Blake Sevier. At right tackle, number 58, Travis Grover. At tight end, number 35, Blake Anderson. Wide receivers include number 83, Cannon Flores, number 4, Michael Story, and number 1, Cade Mosier. In the backfield is at quarterback is number 11, Blake Fryer, and the running back is number 3, Connor McQuillan. Also see fullback number 1, Dom Severt, in the game from time to time. Kicking for the Red Raiders is number 9, Eli Stater. Punting will be number 6, Jaden Snyder. Returning kicks is Tanner Scouten, and number 20, Cole Telford. And returning punts is number 89, Ty Schaefer. And now for your Red Raider defense, starting at defensive line, number 11, Brett Mosier. Number 94, T.J. Jones. Number 93, Peyton Newsma. And on the other end, number 30, Jessen Ranking. Linebackers include number 51, Tanner Olson, number 38, Ben Kingery, and number 43, Parker Fryer. Cornerbacks include number 14, Jack Lynott, number 12, Jalen Gramstad, and at safety is number 6, Jaden Snyder, and number 5, Noah Van Hoff. There's your starters for this afternoon as we approach 11 and a half minutes before game time, and the Red Raiders are taking the field. As I mentioned earlier, another homecoming Saturday this week, and it's been fun activities all week. But, of course, Saturday is kind of the pinnacle and climax of all of those festivities. Alumni and donor banquet last night, along with the dedication of the Frank and Lois Vogel Welcome Center. And even this morning on the green We had the Morning on the Green and the 5K and 1 mile fun run organized there by our track and field and cross country teams. The tailgate picnic was going on from 11:30 to 1. Of course, our game here, Northwestern versus Doane, starts at 1:30. And we'll have some soccer matches later today as Northwestern women's soccer is versus Briarcliff at 5 p.m., men to follow approximately 7:15. And, of course, we have a distinguished alumni banquet starting at 5:30 p.m. Well, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon as the Red Raiders play host to the Tigers of Doane University. And for all the support of our sponsors this afternoon, I want to give a quick shout out to all of them: Premier Communications, the Van Engelen-Hoven Insurance Agency, Kopetsky Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi of Siouxland, Northwestern Bank, and the Orange City Area Health System. I want to thank all of them for being the team behind the team. If you would like to join the Red Raiders as being a part of that team behind the team, you can become part of the Red Raider Club. And look along the Northwestern Athletics website for information there on how you can join and be part of that great organization, helping some of our 530-plus athletes here on our campus. The Raider Athletics Association website, you can go to nwciowa.edu/join-RAA. You can join today or stop by the athletics office, and Jackie Goebel there will be happy to help you get the form filled out and join at a number of different levels. Some individual stats, or team stats, I guess we should say here first for the Red Raiders. So far this season, averaging 48.67, allowing just 17 points for their opponents. Northwestern has had 70 first downs relative to their opponents' 42, averaging 360 yards on the ground versus allowing just 246 rushing yards for their opponents. Northwestern's at 901 passing yards so far this season and allowing just 560 in the air of their opponents, for a total offense for the Red Raiders of 1,261 so far this season, averaging 420 yards per game. Individual stats: here for offensively, Blake Fryer is 54 for 89 with 3 interceptions with 162.4 quarterback rating, completing 60.7% of his passes for 835 yards and 8 touchdowns. His longest pass so far this season has been for 56 yards. He's averaging 278.3 passing yards per game. Receiving for Blake Fryer include Cade Mosier, who is 340 yards so far this season. He's averaging 113.3 yards per game. 3 touchdowns for him. Michael Story's quite a ways behind, but still not too shabby with 132 yards so far, averaging 10.15 yards per catch. His longest catch been for 37 yards. He's averaging 44 yards per game. Cannon Flora has been another top receiver with 6 catches so far for 129 yards. He's averaging 64.5 yards of receiving per game. On the ground, Connor McQuillan has taken most of that load for the Red Raiders. He's had 31 carries for a net gain of 131 yards so far this season. He's averaging 4.2 yards per carry and 43.7 yards per game. Blake Fryer, on the other hand, with a net of 85 yards on 23 carries, he's averaging 28.3 yards per game. Logan Meyer, number 2, has also had a number of carries with 20. He's averaging 28.3 yards per game, and Garrett Packer with 9 carries for a total of 36 yards, averaging 17 per game. Leading the Red Raiders defensively by a long shot is Parker Fryer with 21 solo tackles, one for a loss of a yard. He's totaling 30 tackles so far this season. Next closest is Tanner Olson with 12, Brett Mosier with 11, Noah Van Hoff with 8, and Garrett Raymond with 8 as well. We're going to take a quick break here as we pay honor to our national flag and the national anthem. We'll be right back after that. Well, if you were paying attention there, you saw the coin toss there at midfield, and I believe that Doane won the toss but deferred to the second half. And so Northwestern elected to receive, and they will be have the wind at their back to start. They're going to go right out of the south end zone to start this contest here in just over a minute to play. No, I take that back. They're taking the north side of the field. And back to return is Cole Telford at number 20. And Tanner Scouten, true freshman here in Orange City, graduate of Unity Christian High School. Standouts, Sioux County athlete. Telford has run at least one back for a touchdown so far this season. Had another one run back, but called back for a blocking penalty. And kicking for Doane is Caden Thies. And with 15 minutes on the clock, we're underway here to start this homecoming contest. High kick to the right side to Scouten right on the goal line. He'll take it straight up the left hash, looking for a seam. Finds the sideline. He's at the 30 and is tapped out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And see if we can get the explosive Red Raider offense here off to a good start. Saying he's stepped out of bounds at the 26, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Again, Blake Fryer starting at quarterback here in his 5th start as a Red Raider. Here's the handoff to McQuillan. And as I said earlier, the Doane Tiger defense is pretty stingy against the rush. And it's true there as they just give up 1.5 yards to McQuillan inside the tackles. 2 yards granted there, brings up 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line. And Fryer will send out twin receivers to the right side with a wingback and tight end also to the right side. McQuillan in the backfield. Here's the snap. Turnaround give to McQuillan. He's got a seam on the right side. He dives ahead just short of the first down, I think, right at the 35-yard line as he's tripped up. That'll bring 3rd and short. 1 yard to go at the 35 as we are just after 1 minute of play here. Dominic Sivert, the fullback, now into the lineup for the Red Raiders. Nice seam off the right tackle there for McQuillan. McQuillan coming into this game with 131 yards, averaging 43 yards per game. Here's the snap to Fryer again, another give to McQuillan. He will dive ahead. There's a flag on the play. He'll dive ahead to the 37-yard line. And we'll wait to see what the penalty is called. But it had enough for the first down with a 2-yard gain to the 37. Offensive huddle is pacing backwards, so it looks as if we're going to have a penalty against the Red Raiders. So we'll replay the 3rd down after an illegal formation called against the Red Raiders. Too many men in the backfield, evidently, so it brings up 3rd and 6 at the 30. Fryer in the shotgun, twin receivers to the left. He'll add Flores there as well for trips left. McQuillan back to pass, Fryer back to pass, finds a man open. He's got Story at the 40, tries to juke his way out of a tackle, but he is finally wrestled out of bounds at the 42-yard line for a 12-yard pickup and a first down. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at the 41-yard line. Logan Meyer into the backfield for the Red Raiders. Anderson out from the tight end spot. And Fryer will split the backfield, send out 2 receivers to the right side. Looks back for the play. Here's the give to McQuillan with a lead blocker. He'll dive ahead for just a few. Gets down to the 44-yard line. And on that tackle there for Doane was Ty Barbizon. That brings up 2nd and 7 now at the 44-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Fryer sets up with twin receivers to his right side. McQuillan again in the backfield. Play action, looks for the out pass to Story. Jukes out of a tackle at the 48 and gets another 7 yards down to the 41-yard line, and another Red Raider first down. So far, Raiders finding not much room between the tackles in the running game, with the exception of one long run by McQuillan of about 8-9 yards. We're finding some pass routes here successfully to Michael Story on 2 receptions so far this afternoon. Fryer goes under center with a really tight formation. Here's the give it to McQuillan again, and he will bowl over one and be taken down after a 6-yard gain to the 35. On the tackle there was Mason Krause for the Tigers, brings up 2nd and 5. Double tight formation again here for Fryer. Twin receivers to the right side stacked is Mosier over top of Scouten. McQuillan again in the backfield. Here's the give to McQuillan, looking for room on the right edge. And he is going to be taken down hard after a first down gain to the 29-yard line. On that stop for the Tigers was Dante Wiggins III, and another first down for the Red Raiders at the 29-yard line.
Good job by the wide receivers there, blocking, creating a little alley for him to get up the field and pick up that first down.
Well, hey, Brian.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thanks.
Got all the kids put to bed there. And
yep, the play clock is not working.
Yeah, another challenge for our quarterbacks and I guess everybody here offensively is the play clock is going to be held, I suppose, on the wrists of the officials as they'll keep an eye on that. And hopefully we'll verbalize that a little bit to the offenses to let them know where they're at. But
yep, the back judge is actually going to do it with hand signals. So he's the one in charge of that. And you'll see him with his hands up at 10 and off to the side at 5. So.
All right. So 2nd and 10 now after no gain on the first down play. And Fryer will set up in the shotgun with Logan Meyer to his right. Twin receivers out to the right in the way of Flores and Mosier. Play action, looking to the left to pass. He's got Story open and just gets it there in time for a 6-yard pass, 5-yard pass completion to the 24-yard line. A good stop there by the defensive back. Had the number there. Number 20 is what I thought too. Dante Wiggins III again on the stop. So brings up 3rd and 5 at the 24-yard line. 8:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Trips to the right side for Fryer. Give to McQuillan, nice gap outside the left tackle. He's got room. He's going to dive ahead just down to the 2-3-yard line as he is tripped up at the 5 by a linebacker. Trying to get a picture of the number there, but great run and great hole off the left side. Great seal there by the left tackle in Greg Will to give McQuillan the run down to the 4-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 4. Take that back, the 3-yard line. We're going to go Wildcat right to Logan Meyer, and he'll look for a gap and push his way into for a Red Raider touchdown.
Boom, boom.
So taking off about half of the first quarter is in play clock, down to 7:39 on the clock, and Red Raiders able to punch it in on their first offensive possession of the day this afternoon here. Eli Stater setting up for the extra point. Here's the kick, high, and it is good. So Red Raiders start with a quick 7-0 lead on their first offensive possession. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We achieve because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
After the first offensive possession, Northwestern puts 7 on the board, and we wait here for Eli Stater to kick off into the wind. This one will be short at about the 13, 14-yard line, bobbled, but able to get away from a would-be tackler out to the right side. He's at the 30, at the sideline, and finally tackled out of bounds at the 40. Great return considering the bobbled catch, and I think it was Rice on the tackle there, Nate Rice, to force the returner out of bounds. On that return was number 16, Brian Lambert.
Yeah, the bobble actually sometimes can work in their favor because guys will see the bobble and start running more towards the ball instead of keeping their lane on the return.
Definitely a little bit of breakdown there, but a great return nonetheless. 1st and 10 at the 40 now. Witters in at quarterback, gets the pass off at the 45 and tackled down by Jaden Snyder. Pass completed to the running back, Frazzie Wynn, for a 7-yard gain up to the 47-yard line. Trips to the right side now for Witters, with Wynn in the backfield. Again, a give this time to Wynn, and he will dive ahead up to into Red Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Good enough for a Tiger first down. Noah Van Hoff with the tackle there for the Red Raiders. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Twins to the left side here, looks to pass to the right, and it'll go off the fingertips of his intended receiver, number 23. And that is Jeremiah Payne, the intended receiver there from Witters. Goes incomplete. Good coverage there for the Red Raiders in way of Blake Fryer. Excuse me, Parker Fryer.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to do that more than once, I guarantee it. 2nd and 10 now at the 49 again. And here's the give for just a 3-yard gain to Win. A little bit of timing off on what looked to be kind of a sprint sweep kind of thing, and the receiver in motion had to slow down before the snap. Brings up 3rd and 7 at the 46. 5:55 left to go here in the first quarter. Northwestern up 7-0. And Witters will set up with trips to the right side. Win at his right shoulder. Northwestern coming with the blitz from the right side. Witters gets out of the pocket, and he will throw it short of his intended receiver on the Doane sideline. But Jake Lynott there had a good jump on him and was on his heels, maybe rushed that one a little bit before the intended receiver could come back to the ball. And that ball pass falls incomplete, brings up 4th and 7. After one first down for the Tigers, they will bring out their punting team. And Mason Krause, with those honors back to return for Northwestern, is number 89, Ty Schaefer. He'll set up at the 10. 5:32 left to go in the first quarter. This punt high, end over end, and Schaefer will fair catch it right at the 10-yard line. And the Red Raiders will take over 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Where do we start our first drive at, Dean? I missed it.
That was a good return by Scouten and able to find the seam on the right side, left side, down to the sideline. I think they said that he went out of bounds at about the 26 is where we started.
Okay.
Well, it didn't feel like they really tackled him until well past the 30. But nonetheless, here it's 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Northwestern up 7-0 after their first offensive possession on a 3-yard run by Logan Meyer. Here's the give to McQuillan, lowers the shoulder and will dive ahead for about 3 yards gain. Good push there by the offensive line of Jack Johnson and number 79, Darlin Marquez, on the pull from the left guard spot. Made a nice gap for McQuillan. He could dive ahead for 3 yards. Brings up 2nd and 7 now at the 13. Story Flores split out to the left side. Mosier to the right. McQuillan in the backfield with Fryer. Play action. Here's the quick pass out to Story. He moves inside now, spins out of a tackle, and just gets the first down past the 20-yard line. And that is his 3rd or 4th reception now out in the flats on the quick stop route and able to get some positive yards after the catch in most cases here to get the first down this time. Linebacker on the tackle there was number 29 for Doane, Ryan Mitchell, the defensive back making the tackle there on Story. Real tight formation here. Story split out to the right side. Give to McQuillan, patiently looking for something to happen, and he'll just have to take what he can get in 3 yards forward to the 24.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot going on that play. Started with a tight bunch, and Doane did the same thing on the other side of the ball, and there just was no space to move.
Just kind of scraped along the line of scrimmage there, just waiting for them to make some kind of progress towards forward, and when they did, they just really converged on it and didn't give him a lot of room. 2nd and 7 again at the 24-yard line. Mosier, Story split out to the right side. Give to McQuillan, patiently waiting again for that gap to open up, and it does as he will go forward up to the 28-yard line, brings up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, we had Marquez as a pulling lineman, and he just got out in front of him. He passed him as he was getting across the line of scrimmage.
So as we said earlier here, the Doane defense has been fairly stingy so far this season, allowing less than 70 yards per game on the ground. Northwestern's finding a little bit of that kind of challenge here, at least in between the tackles, able to just punch out 2, 3, 4 yards only at a time, nothing too long. Setting up perhaps some big pass plays here yet to come. Fryer looking now across the quick slot, and Cannon Flores takes one in the gut as he reaches out to pull the ball down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he threw it away from his body, so he was a little bit exposed, and like you said, he took it in the gut from the Doane Tiger there, and but held on to the ball, which is not so easy to do when your limbs are out and your ribs are exposed.
Ryan Mitchell with a great tackle there, but the pass completed at the 34-yard line brings up 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. Another tight formation. Fryer back to pass with lots of time. He's going to go deep. He's got Story, and he cannot get to the ball as he is in double coverage deep. And ball thrown a little bit too far to the inside of the field for Story to get to. Good coverage there by the Tigers. Brings up 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, the wind I think is making it a little bit more difficult throwing this way, and couldn't really get much into it. Underthrown and led too much.
Scout and Flores leave the huddle and go out to the right side. Mosier out to the left. Fryer in the backfield with Logan Meyer. Meyer to block. Here's the under route to Mosier. Almost comes up with it. They're going to say he did have it. No, pass was incomplete. Back at the 34.
He's down on. Let's just get up.
Slow to get up there, but
he's got long limbs.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit in
the
elbow.
Helmet in the elbow or something. Funny bone. You ever had that?
A time or two.
Gosh dang, that hurts.
There's no argument there. No arguments. That hurts.
Doesn't really hurt. It just feels funny.
No, it hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, trips to the right side here for Fryer. Really stacking in things inside and tight. Fryer now dumps it off across the middle. Almost dropped there by Northwestern's receiver. That's number 8, Lorenzo Jones, on the catch, and brings it ahead for 5 yards, but this is not fourth down territory for the Red Raiders, and they'll have to punt from the 39-yard line.
Yeah, he had it and kind of bobbled it, and that he kind of had to look back to see where the ball was, and by the time he caught it, bobbled it, caught it again, then he was getting hit. Where if he could have held on the first time and got a move on that first defender, maybe he had a chance.
Jane Snyder gets one punt away to Celestine. He'll catch it at the 19 and almost wiggle his way ahead for 8 yards up to the 28-yard line. Great return there for Celestine, considering he had really well covered by the Northwestern punt team. Able to slip out of a couple tackles and bring it ahead for about 7-8 yards. They're going to spot this. It looks to be the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 1:13 left to go in the first quarter. Northwestern leading 7-0, scoring on their first offensive possession and then being forced to punt here on the second one. Witters back in the shotgun. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Here's the give in the backfield, and again, Wynn will take it ahead for about 4 yards to the 32. Wynn is just a 5'5", 188-pound junior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Tough to tackle.
5'5", 188 is pretty compact.
Yeah. And so far, I don't think that he's been taken down on the first hit this afternoon. 2nd and 6, I guess. Witters play action, rolls out right side, looks back across there, and Van Hoff is right there. Free safety came all the way up to block the pass, and so it'll be incomplete. Good pass breakup there from the safety.
That must have hit him in the wrist, on the inside of his arm, just below his wrist, because he's like flexing his hand. You know how if you get hit right there,
it's not the funny bone.
It's not the funny bone, but it feels funny too.
Kind of hit a nerve there or something.
Yep.
He's got a club on the other hand, right? Broken
Yep.
hand there.
Yep.
So.
Yep. He's out here doing it still.
3rd and 6 at the 32. Trips to the left side for Witters. Witters flushed out of the pocket, and it is going to be taken down for a sack hard by Gramstad. First, Jessen Rankin got his hand on him, but then Gramstad finished the job and threw him down. They're going to spot him at the 24-yard line, so pretty good loss there. Brings up 4th and 14, and Doane will punt. But that will be a timeout here for Doane.
Yep, they're going to use the wind for the punt. It's good. That's good thinking. Probably not using your timeouts in the first half anyway.
Well, let's take a quick break here as we wait for this timeout. We'll be right back with some more Red Raider football.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We lead and serve. We're smart and strong, courageous and faithful. We achieve not for ourselves, but because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for our careers, for God's call on our lives, for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
Welcome back here to Devoy Stadium at Corver Field. Northwestern leading 7-0 as we approach the end of the first quarter. 10 seconds left on the clock, and the Tigers want to use the wind to get this punt off, and they do. Low spiral will come down at about the 43, and Scouten will get out of the way as this ball will go all the way down and out of bounds, maybe never, and finally stopped at the 11-yard line. Tough call
Yes.
Tough call for Tanner Scout, and I know he is, as a competitor and athlete that he is, he wanted to get that ball bad.
He wanted it, but thought better of it, and probably so, even though we still lost some ground and field position. At least he didn't lose possession by trying to catch it and fumble it right when he got hit.
And what looked to be kind of a real low, kind of not such great punt considering the wind, ended up really rolling a long ways. It almost looked like an onside kick, the way that it bounced so high. And as much as Scouten really wanted to get underneath that, the ball didn't come down fast enough.
Yeah, you said it was a spiral, and it was, but it was nose up, and it hit the ground with the tail, and just kept flipping end over end, and just crawled all the way down the field.
Well, I spot that at the 11-yard line where it went, where it finally stopped dead, and so that will be where the Red Raiders start out here in the second quarter. Now with the wind at their back. So far on the day, Northwestern is Friars 6 for 8 in passing completions for 75% and 50 yards, his longest for 15. Blake Fryer is a business administration and sport management major here at Northwestern. Did you know that Northwestern seniors competing in the International Business Strategy game consistently finish in the top 5% among 6,500 teams competing around the world? Raiders stand out. Fryer under center here. Play action, rolls out to the right side, looking to go deep. He's got Mosier wide open at the 40. One man to beat along the sideline, and he will be touched out of bounds at the 35. Great pass play there to Mosier. Came across from the right side, wide open and unscathed down to the 35. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders, making up a lot of yards there on their first down.
Holy smokes, he was wide open. Little breakdown somewhere, or someone got caught looking somewhere they shouldn't have been. And I didn't notice if it was a man or zone defense, but, I mean, there was nobody around.
Well, that's how you start averaging over 100 yards of receiving per game. Coming into today, Mosier averaging 113.3.
It's a big chunk of it.
That's a big chunk of it. Again, play action. Fryer is going to go to the end zone. He's got Story in the end zone. Can he get it? No, just off the fingertips of Michael Story. He's asking the official why his jersey is pulled so far off of his shoulder pads. Looking for a flag, I think, but that brings up 2nd and 10 for your Red Raiders. And beautiful ball there. I think the wind maybe just got underneath it and lifted it off the fingertips. Real close here, bring it back to the 34. 2nd and 10. Fryer's got trips to the right side. Give to McQuillan, looks on the left side, cuts back to the 30, and taken down at the 28-yard line. On the tackle there for the Tigers was the linebacker number 7, Riley Heitoff. 5-yard gain for McQuillan. McQuillan with 60 yards so far today. That brings up 3rd and 5 at the 29-yard line. Fryer sends out twins to the right side. He'll stack Mosier over top of Flores to the left. Looks to pass, goes deep to the end zone, and he's got a receiver open, but just overthrows the intended receiver, number 35, Blake Anderson. And with that incompletion, we're at a 4th and 5. And that will set up for a 46-yard field goal here for Eli Stater. Stater is 4 for 7 on the season. 2 for 5 from this distance. He's got the leg on this one, and it looks good. And so the Red Raiders will add another 3 points to the scoreboard. With 13:27 left to go here in the first half, Eli Stater with a 46-yard field goal to put Northwestern up 10-0. We'll take another quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football. So on Northwestern's third offensive possession, they pull out the big guns from the 11-yard line and go all the way across the field to the 34. And after 3 incomplete pass attempts, maybe there was one run in there. My memory's not serving me very well here. Nonetheless, Eli Stater finishes off the drive with a 46-yard field goal. And so he'll set up to kick off here with a Red Raider 10-0 lead with 13:27 left to go in the first half. Here comes the kick. This one will go deep and over the heads of the receivers, returners that is, for a touchback. And so the Tigers will start at the 25-yard line. First offensive series there by the Tigers. They tried on 4 attempts, 4 passing attempts just so far, while with 4 running attempts. And here's the give in the backfield, but Northwestern's right there. And we'll have a loss on this one. On the stop for the Red Raiders was Adam Gubbles. And I'm not sure who else was in there on that stick, but it's a loss on the play. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24. Here's the give again, this time evading a couple tacklers, but Fryer finishes it off for another loss. Peyton Newsma tripping him up in the backfield, but Fryer finishing the job. Well, they're going to give some forward progress there or something. I'm not sure how they end up spotting that back at the 24, but it brings up 3rd and 11. We've got a different running back in there now for Doane. That looks like Adam Wasserman, number 8, carrying the ball. Trips to the right side here for the Tigers. Back to pass. Looking across the field, try to get out of the sack, and he won't do it, and it'll be tackled for another loss. This time for the Red Raiders, number 23 on the stop. Looks like Morris Hofer.
We got an injured guy down here.
And Doane Tiger is down at the 30-yard line, so we'll take an injury timeout. That brings up 4th and 11 now at the 24-yard line with 12 minutes left to go here in the first half. Trying to get an eye on the number here for the injured player.
31, I think, is what I saw.
31 is a linebacker.
So that's probably not him then.
I'm going to go with number 11. I think that's Chandler Cooper. It's definitely something 1.
21, maybe?
No, it's not 11. Yeah, it's 21. Who's 21? Oh, it's Isaiah Celestine. Celestine, kind of their bigger offensive threats receiving-wise, leading receiver, and does a lot of the punt and kicking return duties for the Tigers, and he is up on his feet and jogging back to the Tiger sideline, so always good to see an injury end in that way.
Yep, for sure.
But I also like to see opponent offensive series ending this way with a 3 and out and a 4th and long to punt, and he gets this one off, and another fair catch. They're going to let this one just bounce, and this one will go Northwestern's way after the bounce to the 45-yard line. So Red Raiders will take over 1st and 10 inside the Tiger territory at the 45-yard line with 11:46 left to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that punt did not get the bounce that they had last time. Obviously, the wind playing a factor in that, but Red Raider bounce of about 5 yards got us back into Tiger territory as we start off here.
1st and 10 at the 45. Fryer will come out with Cole Telford in the backfield. And we'll set up a form of trips on the left side in stacked wing back there. Here's the give to Telford. He's got some blockers if they can hold it. And he will try to look back, but a defensive back comes up and just lays him out. They'll give him the progress up to the 42-yard line and a 3-yard gain. On the stop there for the Tiger was Riley Heitoff coming in to make that final tackle on Telford.
Yeah, that was a chest-to-chest tackle.
Left the ground.
Yep.
And made a great stop there. Telford just had the blockers there, just needed to make forward progress up the field. Looking for a seam. 2nd and 7 at the 42. Twins to the right side. Here's the give to Telford again.
Same thing almost.
Exact same thing, waiting for the hole to open up, and the linebacker just filled the gap, and they're going to say he made it up to the 40-yard line. From my vantage point, I never saw him get past the 41, but
they're pretty generous.
That was
there.
A very generous spot, in my opinion. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders. As we know, the Tiger defense coming into today allowing less than 70 yards on the ground of their opponents so far this season. And so far they've proven that to be not just a 1 or 2 game thing. They've been pretty good inside the tackles here defensively so far. 3rd and 5 at the 40. Here's another give to Telford, and he is going to lose the ball, and the Tigers are going to come up with it. No,
it's still
maybe
on the
not.
ground. I think we got it. Yeah, they're saying we covered it. Holy smokes, how did that happen?
Jack Johnson came back to pick up the ball, and they might have to talk about this one a little bit.
I don't think so. The ball had to have been squirting around down there because, nobody really had a shot to pick it up. Well, Doane guys had a shot to pick it up, but it had to have squeezed through somewhere.
Well, what I saw was that he had the ball, he was on top of it, and he went to point, as in we've got the ball in possession. And when he did that, the ball came loose again. But he was on the ground.
Yeah, see, I didn't see it that way, but we are 2 feet apart.
Right. And I think we're looking at the same thing.
Yeah. Normally.
It's twins to the left and right here for Fryer.
4th down.
4th and long. He's got a gap. He's going to dump it off to McQuillan, and it'll go incomplete.
That's where Colima was so special for us when plays would break down like that, and there was not a lot that Parker could do there or Fryer could do there, and I did what you did earlier, and he tried to make something happen, but got to a point where it's like, I'm not going to get the first down if I run, and there's an outlet, but he was already turned looking down the field.
It was not a planned outlet. McQuillan wasn't ready to receive that, and if it had gone backwards, then he had an opportunity to still pick that up. But yeah, I think that McCarty had words with Fryer on the sideline as he came off. I think be patient in the pocket, trust your offensive linemen, and give them an opportunity for you to set up to make the pass.
New quarterback
in, and the give once again to Wasserman is stopped by Peyton Newsma, and right at the line of scrimmage ends up taking him down deep in the Tiger territory. It was Newsma or Jones? Oh, that was Jones. T.J. Jones on the stop there, and no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 here for the Tigers at the 42.
Von Martinez, right? That was their.
Yeah, that's their
backup quarterback.
Yeah, 13. Von Martinez in at quarterback. Trips to the left side. Looks right. And now flushed out to the left side, looking for something to open up. And he finds a receiver, trailed by Jake Lynott, and it will be thrown out of bounds, incomplete. And good to see here, the intended receiver was Isaiah Celestine, who we had the injury timeout for here just a couple of minutes ago. So good to see him back out there on the field. Brings up 3rd and 10 at the 42 with 8:51 left to go. Northwestern leading 10-0 here in the first half. It's 3rd down, and Northwestern will bring up 4 defensive linemen on the line of scrimmage and spread out the linebackers. as they've got trips to the left side. And he's flushed out to the right looking to pass, and he's going to go deep across the middle, and it'll be intended for Celestine again, but Jaden Snyder comes up over the top from the backside and bats that one down. And it'll be pass incomplete and bring up 4th down for the for the Tigers.
Raiders are playing some pretty good defense right now, Dean.
Pretty good defense. I'd agree with that. And, that's I think any team coming here, or especially coming here, but playing the Red Raiders has got to think, how are we going to make them make mistakes to get something to happen good offensively for us? Here's the high punt, and Schaefer will fair catch that at the 23, 24-yard line. And so the Red Raiders here on these two exchanges actually losing some field position. Didn't take advantage of the good bounce up to the 45 on the last possession.
But after going for it on 4th down,
right
inside the 50, to be at the 24, that's not the worst either.
Now, what does that say a little bit about your offense, thinking, hey, it's 4th and 8. We're going to do something with this. We trust you to make something good happen. And didn't work out that way, but, a loss of about 20 yards on that possession. And Fryer will set up again in the shotgun. Looking out to the right side, he's got Story, who makes the catch, bobbles it, and taken down at the 30, 28, 27-yard line. Not sure where they're spotting.
Yeah, they're pretty generous over there.
28-yard line on that. So about a 4-yard gain there from Fryer to Story. That's Story's 5th catch, I think. He's got 43 yards receiving so far in the day, averaging 8.6 yards per catch. All of them, I think, have been out in the flats. Here's another out route to Story. If he can get off this tackle, he's got a lot of green ahead of him, but he's going to be wrestled down at the 45. Good enough for a first down and about a 17-yard gain up to the 45-yard line. Another out route or stop route on the flat for Michael Story. And he just can't quite get away from the defender, but does get positive yards off the catch there. Making it 1st and 10 at the 45 with 7:25 left to go here in the first half. Scouten will move in motion over to the left side, leaving Mosier on the right. Fryer under center. Rolls out to the right, getting a little bit of pressure. Good blocks, and now he's going to go deep. But Scouten was tripped up back at the 20, and there's no flag. But he had a step on the defender. And would have been a great gain and probably a touchdown if he'd been able to come down with that one. So pass is incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 45. Fryer with McQuillan to his left side. Again, looking to pass. Throws it behind Anderson, the tight end, coming in on the deep drag, and throws it behind him, and that pass is incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10. And so now Fryer will go alone in the backfield, trips to the right side. McQuillan will leave the backfield and split out to the left side. He's on the line of scrimmage with Mosier to his left. Spreading out the Tiger secondary. Fryer with time in the pocket, and he's got Zudenhorst for the 15-yard catch and a gain of 4 more up to the 37-yard line. And another first down for the Red Raiders as we're under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Raiders leading 10-0. with the first drive taking 7.5 minutes off the clock in the first quarter into the wind. Punching it in from 3 yards out was Logan Meyer. Punting on the second possession, and then finishing with a field goal on the third to go up 10-0. Last possession, gave it up on downs with an incomplete pass on 4th and 8. Here's a 9-yard gain by McQuillan as he jumps and dives ahead up to the 28-yard line, brings up 2nd and 1. Zutenhorst back into the lineup for the Red Raiders. And he will send out Scouten and Jones. Nope, Jones will go out to the left side now. And now joined by Scouten. Double tight formation. Here's the give to McQuillan, looking for a gap. He dives ahead and gets the first down. 2-yard gain up to the 26-yard line. And McQuillan with another positive yardage and a first down. On the stop for the Tigers was linebacker Ryan Lasauskas. Nathan Kraus also there on the stop. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Approaching red zone territory as we approach 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Fryer looking to Mosier deep in the end zone. He turns around and it is broken up and pass is incomplete. Great job there by Cedric Gooch Jr. to get his hand in the way of the ball. And Mosier made a quick move at the 5-yard line to get himself into the end zone with one step on him, but Gooch made a great recovery. And that brings up 2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. Twin receivers left for Fryer. Meyer in the backfield. Coming the blitz. Fryer's hit hard. Out from the outside linebacker, Riley Heidoff coming in on the blitz, not picked up at all. Fryer gets rid of it, intended, I think, for Jones, but probably passed a little earlier than what he would have liked. Didn't quite get set up to make a good throw. And a good hurry there by the Tigers. Good call to force the incomplete pass, and it's now 3rd and 10 at the 26. Fryer now 10 for 19 for 144 yards. Fryer again back to pass in the pocket, going to the end zone. And he's got, again, Mosier in the end zone for another Red Raider touchdown. Fryer throwing from about the 33, 34-yard line and finds Mosier in stride right in the middle of the end zone, and another 6 points on the board for the Red Raiders. Eli Stater in for the extra point. And Mosier, they're really just showing off his speed as he had the step on the defensive back. And here's the little punch kick from Stater to put another point on the board. And Red Raiders take a 17-0 lead with 4:43 left to go in the first half. We'll take another 30-second break and be right back with some more Red Raider football.
Raiders stand out. Our teams hold 9 national championships, and Raider athletes competed at nationals in 8 sports last year. Northwestern College, athletic powerhouse. We own that.
And this. Our academic performance is powerful, too. Our student scores are among the best in the nation for accounting, actuarial science, nursing, and pre-med. You want both smart and strong? You belong at Northwestern College.
It's a win-win.
All right, welcome back here to DeValois Stadium. 4:43 left to go as Northwestern leads 17-0 here in the first half. Eli Stater with the extra point And now setting up to kick off. Some other first-half scores for their GPAC games. Midland leads Dakota Wesleyan 17-14 after one quarter. Dort's up 7-0 over Concordia at the end of 15 minutes of play. No score yet on the Mount Marty Morningside game, and Hastings is ahead of Jamestown 14-10 at half. Touchback kick there for Eli Stater, and the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. And again, at quarterback is Vaughn Martinez. And in the backfield now, and the give is to Butler. And he finds room around the left side, and finally tossed out of bounds was Olson making the tackle for the Red Raiders, and they will give him 6 yards gained on the play up to the 31. Great run there by Doane's number 30, L.J. Butler, who is packed just as compactly as Frazzie Wynn, if not more so. 5'9", 227-pound freshman from San Antonio, Texas. Twin receivers to the right side here for the deep pass now to the sideline, and Northwestern is going to get underneath that one for an easy interception. Jaden Snyder with his 3rd interception of the year, I think. He had 2 pick sixes, I think, in week 1, and here's an interception thrown by Martinez, and the wind held that one up high. I think, again, Celestine, the intended receiver, but did not make it to the sideline or to Celestine, as Snyder's able to just stand underneath it and bring it down for an interception at the 40-yard line. 0 yards returned. Fryer again in at the quarterback at the shotgun. McQuillan in the backfield. Trips to the left side for the Red Raiders. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Northwestern leading 17-0. Fryer drops back to pass, going to dump it off on the screen, finds McQuillan, and good coverage there by the Doane Tigers. Ty Martinson sniffed that one out and was ready to try to pick off the screen just off his fingertip, but got in the way and perhaps even made McQuillan bobble the catch to make an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now at the 40. Trips to the left side again for Fryer. 2 receivers to the right side. Room in the pocket. He gets this one off. Michael Story wide open at the 45, and he'll be shoved out of bounds at the 46 on the other side for a Red Raider first down, about a 14-yard gain. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Cannon Flores and Lorenzo Jones both went deep, and all of the Tigers went with them and just left Story out there all by himself.
So Story will head out of the huddle to the left side. Zutenhorst stacked up over Anderson at the tight end spot. Mosier split out to the right. Play action. McQuillan comes out of the backfield. He's got Mosier across the middle, and it will just be overthrown on the deep post route for Mosier. Again, a step on the defensive back. Mosier likely the fastest receiver, fastest anybody on the Red Raider squad. Able to get a step on the defensive back, but the ball is overthrown by Fryer, so incomplete pass brings it 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line. 3:06 left to go here in the first half.
They could put together a pretty good 4x1 team.
We got a couple state champs on there. At least Iowa State champs that could help him out a little bit. Here's the give to McQuillan. Wide gap off the left tackle. Cut it back inside. Tripped up at the 30 and taken down, I guess, at the 29-yard line for another first down. Big run there and a huge gap on the left side for McQuillan.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hole. Pretty easy pickings there for McQuillan. Didn't really have to do much except run through it.
Good kudos to Greg Will and Darlin Marquez, really setting things up there for McQuillan. Twins to the right side. Zutenhorst in the tight end spot, joined by Scouten now. Here's the give to Logan Meyer. Looks to left side, cuts back a little bit, and he'll get a 4-yard gain up to the 25-yard line. On the stop for the Tigers was Joaquin Robinson, linebacker, tripping up Meyer, and a 4-yard gain brings it to the 25-yard line. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. 2nd and 6 at the 25.
We cycle a lot of guys in at receiver.
Man, this is just a constant rotation. Yeah, we got Story Mosier in there most of the time, but here's the fake handoff to McQuillan, and Fryer is going to take it himself on the design quarterback run for about 4 yards. It makes it 3rd and 2 at the 21. Northwestern done a great job here of really using the clock, I think, to their advantage, especially in the first quarter, keeping the ball on the ground primarily and running off a lot of clock there. But now here in the second half, doing a lot more pass plays, but throwing in a couple nice runs to get themselves in good situation here. Here's the give to McQuillan. He looks around the left side and finally drug down inside the 20. On the stop was Cedric Gooch with the tackle, and McQuillan with another first down carry down to the 16-yard line. Northwestern will take a timeout here to preserve some clock to hopefully put some more points on the board before we head to the halftime facilities. We'll take a quick break as well. Be right back in about 30 seconds. Welcome back here to DeValois Stadium in Corver Field. Just under a minute left to go in the first half. Northwestern leading 17-0. Find themselves in the red zone of the Doane Tiger territory. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Hoping to put a couple more points on the board here before halftime. Northwestern athletes earning a lot of NAIA All-American honors in the last 2 years. You know how many, Brian?
100?
Not quite, but quite a few. 21 Northwestern athletes
for football.
Earning NAIA All-American honors in the last 2 years.
For football.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, because, baseball had 6 last year, and maybe 5 the year before.
Well,
so
there you go. Right?
Football,
Baseball, football, you name it. Raiders stand out.
Boom.
Here's the snap to Fryer, looking to pass into the end zone. He's got Story over the shoulder, and it just goes through his hands. Good coverage there by Dante Wiggins III. And Story's a little slow to get up, but a great pass thrown there by Fryer to Story, just in a spot where only Story can come down with it, but doesn't.
That was catchable.
Very catchable.
Not easy.
No.
I'm not making that catch.
What a great toss.
Yeah.
That was right on the money. Takes, about 5 seconds off the clock. Seemed like a little longer play than that.
I'd like to see Scouten get a touchdown here.
Scouten, he's split out to the left side, just outside the numbers. Twins to the right side. Fryer play action, looking to dumps it off to, Scouten. Scouten bobbles it and just can't come down with it as he does a quick in route after about 10 yards up the field.
Good crocodile, maybe. Run across the middle.
Yeah, wow. Good route, good timing route, right? That's a tough one, right?
Yep.
He's going to run like he's going to go run deep on a fly or a post, and then he just makes a stop inside, and ball was right there.
Yeah, he's got to make that catch.
3rd and 10 now for the Red Raiders at the 16-yard line. Snap to Fryer. Looks to the end zone. No, looks to Mosier. He goes out of bounds after the catch at the 6-yard line. That'll get us a new set of downs, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Well, they haven't. Did they? Yep, there we go. There's the signal. That's what we like to see.
So with 43 seconds left on the clock here in the first half, the Red Raiders leading 17-0, trying to increase that advantage here in these last 43 seconds. McQuillan deep in the backfield with Fryer in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the right side. Stacked double tight kind of formation. McQuillan finds nothing, and he's going to try to get around the outside, and he is going to be tackled for a 4-yard loss back to the 10-yard line. I want to give him credit for being patient and seeing that there was nothing there, but there was nothing there as the Tigers converged all the way out to outside the hash mark.
I mean, he could still be running. There'd still be nothing there.
Yeah, they're just he's just going to be doing circles.
Yep, it'd just be going nowhere. Good job by Doane.
So Raiders take another timeout here with 36 seconds left to go in this first half. And true to form, the Tigers being pretty stingy on the rush offense, or rush defense, that is, and able to really kind of harness McQuillan on that run, keep him behind the line of scrimmage. So it brings up 2nd and goal at the 9 as we come out of this timeout here.
Did you say in the preview what they're giving up per game?
I did.
Put you on the spot.
I wanted to say it was.
I mean, we haven't really gone backwards a whole lot, but they've been pretty stingy in that if we get 4 yards, that feels like a good run.
Yeah, exactly what I mean. That it hasn't been like every run attempt has been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but at the same time,
69 yards a game.
Yeah, just under 70 is what I thought it was, under yards allowed on the ground per game. Here's a quick pass to Mosier, and he will dive ahead for the touchdown. Just gets out of the way of the tackler, able to lean into the end zone and put another 6 points on the board for the Red Raiders. That's his 2nd touchdown this afternoon for Cade Mosier.
Like hot butter. Just slid right through there.
And he is going to kind of hobble his way back to the sideline.
It's a little skip.
He's just happy.
He's feeling fine.
He's just happy. Here's Eli Stater for another extra point attempt. Ball's down, kick is up, and it looks good. So Red Raiders will take a 24-0 lead here with 30 seconds left before we head to the halftime facility. We'll take another quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football.
Raiders stand out. Our teams hold 9 national championships, and Raider athletes competed at nationals in 8 sports last year. Northwestern College, athletic powerhouse. We own that.
And this. Our academic performance is powerful too. Our student scores are among the best in the nation for accounting, actuarial science, nursing, and pre-med. You want both smart and strong? You belong at Northwestern College.
It's a win-win.
Welcome back here on this homecoming Saturday at Northwestern College at Devalloy Stadium overlooking Corver Field. Northwestern with the first half lead of 24-0 after Cade Mosier brings one in on the 9-yard pass completion from Fryer. Eli Stater setting up to kick off again. So far, all kickoffs here in the second quarter have been touchbacks, and the ball coming off the tee. Guess he got a practice swing in there before he gets to get after it. Northwestern with 17 first downs so far today. Doane with just 1. State will get a little help here holding the ball down. Low kick, bounces at the 10, and this one will be returned by the Tigers. Huge gap up the middle, up the hash, and stopped at the 26, 27-yard line. On the return back was Jacoby Hudson on the return. And on the stop for the Red Raiders, I think, was Gavin Lorenzen with a tough stop at the 27-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Tigers with 22 seconds left to go here in the first half. They'll set up with a double tight formation, single receivers left and right. And here's the give from Martinez to Butler. And Butler's got nowhere to go, but about 3 yards gained, I suppose, up to the 30-yard line. Parker Fryer on the stop for the Red Raiders. And that will be the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Red Raiders up 24-0 after one half of play. We'll take a break here and bring you the first half official stats and be ready for another great half of Red Raider football. Welcome back here to Devalloy Stadium in Corbett Field. Northwestern leading 24-0 at half. Here is part of the halftime festivities and a part of homecoming weekend. Raider Nation Celebration 21. President Greg Christie and Vice President for Athletics Dr. Micah Parker would like to welcome our special guests for this homecoming weekend. Each year, Northwestern, we recognize alumni who have distinguished themselves in their lives, Red Raiders that stand out, if you will. And today we have the honor to recognize 5 distinguished alumni in 4 different categories: distinguished professional achievement, distinguished service to mankind, distinguished service to Northwestern College, and the Standout Young Alumni Award. These alumni have shown leadership, competence, dedication to continuing education and integrity in their chosen profession. This year's honoree for the Standout Young Alumni Award is Dr. Michael Holm. He serves as the Chief Data Scientist for Covenant Eyes Incorporated, a company that provides accountability software and content to help people quit using pornography for good or never start. He is an expert in artificial intelligence and previously worked as an intelligence officer at the U.S. National Security Agency. An Orange City native, Holm graduated from Northwestern in 2006 and holds a doctorate in mathematics from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The Standout Young Alumni Award from Ovid, Michigan. Dr. Michael Holm. A second honoree is Distinguished Professional Achievement is Dr. Bob Borchter. Borchter taught and coached at the collegiate level for 45 years and served as athletics director for 5 institutions. Most recently, he was a commissioner of the Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletics Association, an NCAA Division II conference. He was named the NAIA National Athletics Administrator of the Year, presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the NCAA Division II Athletics Director Association, and named Kansas City Sports Executive of the Year. A 1970 graduate of Northwestern College, he earned his doctorate from the University of Utah. He also taught and coached at Northwestern for 6 years, including 1 year as the Raider head men's basketball coach. For distinguished professional achievement from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Dr. Bob Borchter. Our third honoree today is for the Distinguished Service to Humankind Award. This year's recipient is Donna Hirspink Bunce. Bunce is the founder and executive director of Compassionate Heart Ministries, which provides a Christ-centered place to meet the social and relational needs of people with disabilities. She has also served as a medical social worker for Porter Memorial Hospital in Valparaiso, Indiana, a bereavement coordinator for Hospice of Holland, Michigan, and a youth director for Maplewood Church in Holland. Her work won her Zeeland, Michigan's Community Service Award and the Ability Award for the Disability Network of the Lake Shore. Bunce graduated from Northwestern in 1984 with majors in sociology and Christian education. The Distinguished Service to Humankind Award from Zeeland, Michigan is Donna Hirspink Bunce. And finally, the Distinguished Service to Northwestern College. The alums chosen for this award have demonstrated loyalty to the mission of Northwestern College, continued interest and support of the goals of Northwestern College, and reflect honor on the college by their Christian lifestyle. This year's honorees are Dr. Earl and Karen DeBoer Wildstra. The Wildstras met and married while they were students at Northwestern, and Earl's teams won 4 national championships during the 17 years he served as Northwestern women's head basketball coach. He also served as Director of Athletics for the Raiders for 5 years. Karen was Northwestern's Alumni Director from 2001 to 2006. All of their children attended Northwestern College, and the couple established a scholarship for Northwestern students. Earl graduated from Northwestern in 1978 and earned his doctorate from the University of Minnesota, while Karen is a 1979 Northwestern College graduate with a degree in elementary education. For distinguished service to Northwestern College from Orange City, Iowa, Dr. Earl and Karen Wildstra. Joining one against and recognizing Northwestern College 2021 Distinguished Alumni. Also, earlier today, Northwestern Raider Athletic Association recognized 7 alumni in the areas of athletic achievement and spiritual encouragement, while student athletes and for coaching achievement after graduation. This year's honorees include Hall of Fame inductees Karen Hudson Edelman, Mitch Pashan, Ben Miller, and Dr. Jeremy Beloit. Karen Hudson was a 2015 alumni, earning NAIA All-American and Scholar Athlete honors in both track and basketball. She was a national champion in heptathlon at the 2015 outdoor meet. She placed second in both the long jump and heptathlon in the 2014 outdoor championship and finished third in the pentathlon at the 2015 indoor nationals. Karen was also a 4-time outdoor All-American in the 100-meter hurdles. Edelman closed her basketball career with 1,772 points, ranking 9th in the school records. A 2015 COSIDA Academic All-American in basketball, she is now a homemaker and freelance graphic designer. 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame honoree, Karen Hudson Edelman. Mitch Pashon is a 2015 Northwestern alumni and was a second-team All-American for the Red Raider baseball team as a junior and senior, as well as the 2014 GPAC Player of the Year. He ranks first in school records and career runs with 161 and at-bats with 644, and he is tied for first in home runs with 28. Pashon is also tied for fourth in career hits with 206 and stolen bases with 48. A 2011 graduate of Spirit Lake High School, Pashon is a fourth-grade teacher at Westline Community School. The 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame honoree is Mitch Pashon. Ben Miller graduated from Northwestern in 2013 and was a third-team NAIA All-American as a junior and the Great Plains Athletic Conference Player of the Year and a first-team All-American as a senior. He also earned honorable mention All-American recognition in 2011. Miller is fifth leading rebounder in Northwestern history with 915 and he also is eighth in assists with 447 and ninth in scoring with 1,803. An assistant coach for the Red Raiders men's basketball team since 2016, Miller has helped Raider basketball remain a national power. Ben Miller is a 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame honoree. And then finally, Dr. Jeremy Beloit. Beloit graduated from Northwestern in 1995 and earned NAIA All-American honors twice for the Red Raider track team. A sprinter and hurdler, he holds Northwestern school records for the 55-meter indoor hurdles with a time of 7.47 seconds and the 110-meter outdoor high hurdles with a time of 14.3, both set in 1994. Beloit, a 1991 graduate of Spirit Lake High School, is a chief medical officer at Lakes Regional Healthcare in Spirit Lake. Dr. Jeremy Beloit is a 2021 Athletic Hall of Fame honoree. Northwestern also recognizes the Barnabas Award for Raiders who encourage others to strive for their best performance athletically, academically, and personally, and who use their sport as a way to bring others to a knowledge of Jesus Christ. Jessica Wadel-Boltheis is our honoree this year. She graduated from Northwestern in 2012 and was a 4-year member of the basketball team. A 2012 NAIA Scholar Athlete, she was a member of national championship squads her last 3 years at Northwestern. Boltheis won the Team Hustle, Most Inspirational, and Fruits of the Spirit awards. She teaches high school science, is an assistant track coach at Central Minnesota Christian School, and leads the student council. Our 2021 Barnabas honoree is Jessica Wadel-Boltheis. Due to the pandemic and not meeting last year, we are honoring we're honoring coaching achievements awards over the past 2 years. The first of those is Joshua Potter. Potter was a 2016 Northwestern alumnus. He led the University of Chicago Lab School's boys soccer team to the 2019 state championship. His team finished with a 22-3-2 record. Potter, who also coaches the girls soccer squad and serves as a physical education, health, and wellness teacher, had a 55-9-5 record overall prior to this season. He was a team captain while at Northwestern, where he also received GPAC Scholar Athlete honors and the Team Most Dedicated Player Award. Our 2019 Coach of the Year is Joshua Potter. And for the year of 2020, Brant Carlson graduated from Northwestern in 1996 and is the head boys basketball coach and physical education teacher at Ankeny High School. He led the Hawks to the state championship in 2020, and his 2021 squad lost in the sub-state to Waukee, who went on to win the title. Carlson, whose Ankeny teams have compiled a combined 132 to 120 record overall, was an assistant men's basketball coach at Northwestern from 2005 to 2016. So our 2020 Coach of the Year is Brant Carlson. Those awards and all those accolades there would not be possible without the support from the Red Raider Athletics Club. We want to thank all of those members as well and your support in being the team and behind the team. At this time, I also want to thank our sponsors this afternoon, including Premier Communications, the Van Engelen-Hoven Insurance Agency, Kopetsky Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi of Siouxland, Northwestern Bank, and the Orange City Area Health System. Thank you for being the team behind the team. And now for the first half stats. Northwestern again leading 24-0 after 30 minutes of play. Scoring started with the 7:39 mark in the first quarter on a 3-yard rush from Logan Meyer to finish off a long Northwestern drive and taking off nearly 7.5 minutes of playtime. Eli Stater's kick was good, increasing the score to 7-0. And then Northwestern scored again at the 13:27 mark in the second quarter on a 46-yard field goal attempt to put Northwestern up 10-0. Second quarter was pretty dry of scoring from there on out until the 4:43 mark as Blake Fryer completed a pass to Cade Mosier for 26 yards to put Northwestern up 17-0 after the extra point. And then Northwestern used the clock very well in the last minute to give themselves enough time to put another touchdown on the board when Blake Fryer completed a pass to Cade Mosier for 9 yards and increased the score 24-0. Team stats so far this afternoon, Northwestern with 17 first downs, 22 rushes for 104 yards, 14 for 27 in the air for 203 yards, for a total offense of 49 plays and 307 yards. Meanwhile, Doane has had just one first down so far this afternoon, 10 rushes for 11 yards, 7 passing yards on 1 for 7 pass attempts and 1 interception. Total offensive plays of 17 for a total offense of 18 yards. Von Martinez is 0 for 3, while Zach Witters is 1 for 4. Zach Witters is also minus 8 in the rushing. L.J. Butler with 9 yards, Frazzie Wynn with 11, and Adam Wasserman with a minus 1. Frazzie Wynn with the one reception for the Tigers for a total of 7 yards. Meanwhile, Red Raiders, Blake Fryer, 14 for 27 for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fryer also leads, is not the leading rusher, but he has 4 yards on the ground. Telford with 3 yards, Meyer with 7, but Connor McQuillan taking most of the load there with 15 carries for 90 yards. Mosier with 4 catches for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brennan Zutenhorst with 1 catch for 18. Michael Story with 7 catches for 74 yards. He's averaging 10.5 per catch. Kanan Flores with 1 catch for 6 yards, and Lorenzo Jones with 1 catch for 5. Leading tacklers for the Tigers, looks as if Dante Wiggins is leading the charge there with 5 solo tackles and 1 assist. Not too far behind is Mason Krause and Cedric Gooch with 5 tackles apiece, as well as Damon Brown. Northwestern's defense, well, quite frankly, they don't have too many tackles, but Morris Holfer with 2, Scout and Mosier Rice, Ranking Mulder, each with a tackle apiece, and Tanner Olson, Van Hoffen, Snyder as well. Of course, Snyder with the 1 interception and pass breakup so far this afternoon. So, Red Raiders leading 24-0 here at halftime. We're going to take a quick break and be back with our outlook here for the second half. You're watching Red Raider football here on Homecoming Saturday on the campus of Northwestern College.
We're Raiders, and Raiders stand out. We lead and serve. We're smart and strong, courageous and faithful. We achieve not for ourselves, but because excellence honors God and serves others. We're equipped for our careers, for God's call on our lives, for success, for significance. Because we're Raiders, and Raiders stand out.
Welcome back here to the campus of Northwestern College at DeValois Stadium. The John and Mary Dean Hartog press box here that overlooks Corver Field. Corver Field, one of several coaches at Northwestern that has been inducted into the NAIA Hall of Fame, including along the sides of Paul Bartlett and Earl Woudstra, as well as athletes Lee McKinstry, Rachel Beneboos-Leavitt, Brandon Woudstra, and Deb Remerdy-Lusink. 7 Northwestern coaches or athletes have been inducted into the NAIA Hall of Fame. Raiders stand out. Welcome back here to the second half, just over a minute before kickoff as we get going here. The score 24-0 as Northwestern's offense has been able to find a way against a very stingy Doane Tiger defense and able to find some pockets in the air as well as a couple of gaps on the ground to make some big gains. Connor McQuillan with a couple of nice runs there in the second quarter to put Northwestern in some good position for scoring. As far as looking forward here to the second half, we think about what Northwestern needs to do to maintain the score and finish out victorious this afternoon. And I think offensive coordinator Josh Davis looked as if he had a pretty good idea of what things were going here at the second half, is just to keep doing what they're doing. Of course, Doane's going to make some adjustments there. They're probably going to tighten some things up on the sides. Defensively, they've been giving up a lot of yards outside the numbers and outside the hash marks on the pass plays. Short passes out to Michael Story and Cade Mosier have helped for the Red Raiders to maintain ball possession and make some progress. And, of course, the big plays over the top of Northwestern's tried several of those, just has completed one of those for a touchdown to Cade Mosier. But I'm guessing that if there's any adjustments to be made here, it's going to be made by Doane defensively and try to take some of those things away from the Red Raiders. Offensively, Doane has only had 18 total yards so far offensively, so I'm not sure that the Northwestern defense really needs to make any adjustments there, but we might see some new things coming out of the Tiger offense as they maybe open up the playbook to try something else to get some positive yards. Northwestern will have the wind at their back here as we start the second half. Eli Stater setting up to kick off once again. All kicks from in the second quarter were touchbacks except for the last one. It had to be held by another player because of the winds out of the south. And here we go with the kickoff. This one high, and it'll be caught for a return at the 1-yard line. And up the left sideline at the numbers is the returner. He's at the sideline and pushed out of bounds finally at the 40-yard line. On the stop for Northwestern was Tice Ortman with the tackle. And on the return, for the Tigers, was Brian Lambert with the return all the way up to the 40-yard line. So Tigers with some pretty good field position here, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Looks like Martinez back in at quarterback, and he's going to try to give it ahead to Frazzy Wynn. And he'll get 3 yards gained on the play to bring up 2nd and 7 at the 43-yard line. In case you were wondering, the play clock is now working. Didn't have that any of the first half, but somehow able to find a solution there and get that working again. So here's the give to Frazzy Wynn, and he's going to try to get around the outside. But Jaden Snyder just forces him all the way to the Red Raiders sideline. They'll give him positive yards up to the 45, a 2-yard gain, but Jaden Snyder was not giving him up any more than that. And so it'll bring up 3rd and 5 at the 45. So it's 3rd and 5 at the 45 for the Tigers. Trips to the left side for Martinez. Here's the snap, looking left to pass across the middle, and it's going to be picked off by the linebacker, and he will evade one tackler and finally shoved out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And on the pickoff and return for the Red Raiders is number 38, Ben Kingery, with a great pick and a return up to the 25. And so the Red Raiders quickly get the ball back with 13:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Fryer McQuillan in the backfield. They'll send out a tight end and 2 receivers to the right side. Nope, Michael Story is going to flip-flop over to the left now. Offset tight fullback. Now Fryer looks to dump it off to Dom, and he is going to make the reception and be pushed out of bounds for an 8-yard gain up to the 17-yard line. Good to see Sievert there with the reception. A 6 foot, 225-pound senior from Sheldon, Iowa. Brings up 2nd and 2 now at the 17. And I'm going to again go with that offset formation in the backfield with the fullback leading back for McQuillan, who will take it straight ahead and push his way ahead for a 5-yard gain. No, the pile's still moving. And it looks to be about a 5-yard gain to the 12-yard line. Even had Cade Mosier there on the lead block. Now, perhaps not. Jack Johnson, and I think that's Darlin McQuez. Greg Will making the push. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders now at the 12. 12-13 left to go here in the third quarter. Story in motion. Cade Mosier with the one-on-one setup out here to your left, and he'll give it to McQuillan. Ducks underneath a tackle, and the ball comes loose as he hits the ground. Official indicates that he was down after the 2-yard gain by McQuillan. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 10-yard line. Flores will come in for the Red Raiders for the fullback Dom Sievert. Sievert. And Fryer will send out 3 receivers to the left side alongside with Story and I think that's Zutenhorst. No, that's Anderson split out on the inside, the hash on the left side. Here's the give to McQuillan, and he's just going to lower the shoulder, try to get some positive yards. He does, just 3 down to the 7-yard line, brings up 3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders here with 11:05 left to go in the third. Again, Northwestern leading 24-0 after 1 half of play, able to get a last touchdown punched in with less than 30 seconds to go in the first half. And the interception by Ben Kingery sets up this offensive possession starting at the 25 or 26-yard line. Here it is, 3rd and 5 at the 7. Fryer back to pass, looks to the end zone. Low pass to Mosier on the comeback. And he's going to be tackled right after the reception at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, he really got hit right there.
Just kind of bent over right at the hip. And it looks as if that is good enough for a first down. So it'll be 1st and goal. Just really folded him as soon as he caught the ball, but no positive yards after the catch, but good enough for a first down. So 1st and goal at the 2. If they can get it to Mosier, it'll be his 3rd touchdown of the day. Offset I formation for Fryer. Play action gives it to Sievert, and he can't quite dive ahead to get to the end zone. He does get 1 yard. No, they don't give him anything.
Yeah, I thought for sure he gained a yard. But they're putting her right back on the line of scrimmage.
Right back at the 2. So Zutenhorst will come in for Mosier now. Good stop there by the Tiger D. I think they're trying to get a touchdown there for the senior Dominic Seaver.
Yep. Well, now they got him in the tight end position.
Right over top of Anderson on the right side. Here's the pass to Zutenhorst. Play action fake. And had Zutenhorst a nice big target. He's all of 6 foot. He's
probably 6'5".
6'6", junior from Sioux Center. Nice big target for that kind of play, but just overthrows high to Zutenhorst and goes incomplete. So it's 3rd and goal now at the 2.
Yeah, I think he just saw he was so wide open and got a little excited. Look at this play. We got Fryer out to the right.
Fryer, the quarterback, split out wide right. We've got McQuillan in the Wildcat, bobbles the snap, and he is going to be tackled for a loss of a yard. Good penetration there by Doane's defensive lineman number 0, Joaquim Robinson, as well as linebacker Riley Heitoff. And that brings up 4th and goal, and it looks as if Northwestern offense is going to stay on the field. Not going to settle for a field goal here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to spread them out with the package that they ran in there with Story and Mosier and
Flores. Sure enough, yeah. Blake Anderson set up on the tight end on the left side. And it looks as if McQuillan is in at running back. Fryer now going to go to the end zone. He finds Mosier.
Oh, my God.
Mosier just reaches over the top and pulls in his 3rd touchdown for the day and puts Northwestern up 30-0.
Yeah, Fryer put that right over top of the DB's helmet, and he had to go up and basically kind of grab it and steal it out of there. It's like a dad stealing a rebound from a kid almost. Just kind of grabbed it, and I'm taking it.
Nice catch there. Nice throw from Fryer to Mosier for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Puts up Northwestern 30-0 with 8:24 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's the extra point attempt by Stater, and it's good. So the score now 31-0 on 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back with some more Red Raider football. An update in GPAC play at the end of the 3rd quarter. Dordt University defenders lead Concordia Bulldogs 21-7. Down in Sioux City, Morningside taking it to the Lancers of Mount Marty 49-7.
Hey, they scored.
Yeah.
First-year program scoring, that's good.
Had their first touchdown last week up at Jamestown. And a score against Morningside is, that's saying something. Morningside ranked 3rd currently in the coaches poll. Just behind Northwestern and the defending national champion. Who was it?
Lindsey Wilson.
Oh, yeah, Lindsey Wilson.
From Kentucky.
Over in SEC world.
Good baseball program there, too.
Yeah? Yeah, you had a little alumni game this morning over there.
We did, yep.
I drove by sometime this morning. It looked like a lot of activity over there on the baseball diamond.
Yeah, it was pretty fun seeing those guys. And then, of course, Mitch went into the Hall of Fame, Mitch Pichon. So, yeah, fun day for the Raider baseball program.
So did you have a final score there, or you don't want to share that?
No, we won 5-2. So
who's we?
The current team.
Okay.
The team I coach. Yeah, so we won 5-2. I had to leave in the 4th to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony,
sure.
So we had 4-0 when I left. But
yeah, you leave and then
we lost after I left. Yeah.
Jeez. All right, here we go. Tigers first and 10 at their own 25 after the long kick by Stater, and here's the give to Wynn, and he is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Peyton Newsma, I think, in on that stopper, trying to make sense of that number there, kind of bunched up jersey. I got that right? Is that 96 or 99? Oh, it is. It's number 96, Garrett Raymond. On the stop, a 225-pound sophomore from Hills, Minnesota. Probably going to see some new faces here in the second half. And back in at quarterback here for Doane is Witters. He dumps it off to the left side to Adam Wasserman. And he'll take it ahead for about 7-8 yards. Good pickup there by the Tigers to bring it up to the 33-yard line. Saw Witters in the first quarter, and then he was replaced in the second by Vaughn Martinez. In that first quarter for Doane, if we look here, yeah, he's probably 1 for 4, I think. 1 for 7 yards. Here's the give to Wynn, and he takes it ahead for the first down and some more, about 7 yards up to the 41-yard line of Doane.
Yep, really nice run. Very nicely done by Wynn, just to get through, pick up the first down, and then some.
Breaking some tackles along the way. Tristan Mulder in there on the tackle. Finally, first and 10 at the 41. Twin receivers right, split backfield here for Witters. He's going to lose it on the fake handoff. Looked like he kind of had an option play there, looking to get it to Wynn on the left side. The ball comes out, and Brett Mosier able to make the tackle or the stop after Witters jumped on the ball. 1 yard gained on the fumble. And second and 9 now for the Tigers at the 42-yard line. 5:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Witters sends a man in motion right to left, and play action keeper on the option. Pitches it out deep. He's going to be chased down by a bunch of Red Raiders, changing direction with some lead blockers. He's got no place to go there. We'll have a flag come out on one of the blocks. And he's finally chased out of bounds on the left sideline, Dode's sideline, but Mosier gets just lit up from behind.
Lit up is and it wasn't from behind. It was just a defenseless player, or whatever they call that now.
They called that ear hold when I played.
Yeah, he got ear hold. I mean, he was looking at the running back running, and like a blind side, just smoked. 3
flags come flying, and there will be an unnecessary roughness hit. I think a call here is what I'm expecting to hear.
Yep. So it's they're either going to decline it, make it be 3rd and 14 or 15, or they're going to.
It is. Yeah.
Can't even hear the official.
Yeah, they declined it.
Yeah, because it was such a loss anyway. But all 3 officials on that side saw it, and yeah, that was a pretty easy one.
So the loss of the down and 4 yards makes it 3rd and 15.
The old decleater.
Yeah, for sure there. Witters now back in the shotgun with trips to his right side. Gramstad pressing, or no, that's your guy there, catcher.
Gavin
Lorenzen pressing on the left side, but the pass goes out, flushed out to the left side, tries to dump it over the top on the Doane sideline, goes incomplete, and that brings up 4th and 15. Yeah, Gavin Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Your guy.
Yep.
5:06 left to go in the third quarter. Northwestern leading 31-0. And after one first down, just the second first down of the game here for the Tigers, they're going to have to punt here on 4th and 15. And back to return.
New punt returner?
For Northwestern is
Number 31, is that right?
21. And he's not going to have a chance to return that.
That's got to be Isaiah Robinson.
Isaiah Robinson, you're right. Isaiah Robinson back to return for the Red Raiders, but the punt is short, and they'll let that one go down at the 30, 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Lots of fun activities today, Dean.
Yeah.
Did you talk about all the activities?
Oh, man. That's all I've been doing is talk about activities.
I've been in and out of here so much, but what a great crowd. What a great day. Man, it's great to be a Raider.
Can't think of a day where it's not great to be a Raider. And today, absolutely beautiful blue skies on a cloud in sight, a little wind out of the south-southwest, and it is just a great day for Red Raider football. Here's a give to Garrett Packer. He rolls out of one tackle and gets some positive yards out the left side to the 35-yard line. A nice 4-yard pickup after being hit and wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Felt like it was going to be a longer run than 3.5, but when you look up, that's all it was.
He ran a long ways to get those 3.5 yards.
Yeah.
Wiggins in on that tackle there for the Tigers. A junior defensive back from Colorado Springs. Brings up 2nd and 6 now at the 35 for the Raiders. Fryer will go under center. Looking to pass across the top, and he's going to be, nearly picked off. Looking for Mosier, but Mosier stopped short. And the safety Wiggins comes over the top.
Should
have been caught. Lost his footing right before he got to the ball and kind of hit the ground hard before he could come up with it. So kind of dodged a bullet there, I guess you could say. And Fryer will get another chance here, 3rd and 6 from his own 35. Forgot to mention this at halftime, that one of our halftime sponsors here is CNOS. No matter your age or ability, the CNOS sports medicine team can help you stay healthy, prevent injuries, and strengthen your game. CNOS, improving health. Fryer now to pass, finds Mosier on the under cross route, and he will dodge one tackle now, two. Still on his feet at the 50 before he is brought down by Damon Brown, and another Red Raider first down. Mosier's story, if we let the plays develop long enough, have found a way to find themselves really wide open.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty special.
Two fastest guys probably in the top 10 of the GPAC when it comes to speed, for sure.
Especially with pads on.
Oh, my goodness. And there another great feed there from Fryer to give Mosier the first down catch. 31-0, 3:25 left to go here in the third quarter. Stacked twin receivers to the left side. And he'll give it to Garrett Packer, and he is just going to weave his way ahead for 9 yards, almost enough for a first down. And a great pickup there on the left side with some lead blockers, particularly number 79, the left guard, Darlin Marquez, and number 74, Greg Will. Open things up there for Garrett Packer. 2nd and 1 now at the 41-yard line as he makes his way into into Doane Tiger territory.
A little bit easier to breathe this game than what we had last week against Midland.
Now, last week against Midland, man, it was just a back and forth all in the second half, and when it ended up being an overtime game, Packer given the ball again, and he'll dive ahead for about 4 yards for a first down up to the 37-yard line. And Northwestern really giving Midland every opportunity to win that game, and somehow coming out on top. And, we watching that from a distance. We watched that online. And it was
stressful.
It was stressful, and the internet feed wasn't helping that, as it was a little sketchy, stopping from time to time, probably at the worst times for it to stall on my end.
I just turned on Doug Brook and listened to it.
And trying to watch what's happening there, and like, what's going on? And it stopped, and then the game, well, we still got the ball. That's good, whatever. Here's a give to Packer once again, and he's going to be tackled from behind. for a 2-yard gain by Ty Barbizon. Just a 2-yard gain for the Raiders, brings it up to the 35-yard lines, and it is 2nd and 8 with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter.
One thing I've been really impressed with this year's team is just how Fryer has done, starting that national championship game and then handling last week especially the being behind. I mean, he engineered the drives when we needed them and found a way to get us ahead in the scoreboard.
Twins right for Fryer. He's going to be flushed forward in the pocket, but still lots of room. Gets away, and he should just throw it out of bounds or short of the receiver there for an incomplete pass, and he does. Had Packer there on the comeback route. Mosier and Story out deep, but I think he was expecting to be tackled actually inside there. Stepped forward in the pocket, then did not have room to throw as he's flushed out to the right side. Took the medicine and just lost them down.
Yep, that was a really good job. Very good moving up in the pocket and giving his wide receivers a chance to get open again. Just as the play kept developing, nobody could get open, and he did the smart thing of throwing it at Packer's feet, kind of, and just taking the medicine, like you said.
Twin receivers left here for Fryer and right. And now play action, drops back a pass across the middle. He's got Story on the hard throw, right on the money. And he is tackled right after the catch.
That was right in the elbow, right in the breadbasket.
Cedric Gooch there on the stop for the Tigers, but that's a pass enough for a first down to the 22-yard line for the Red Raiders. Just under a minute left to go here in the third quarter. Northwestern will get one more play off here as the play clock is down to about 15 seconds. Well, 15 seconds ahead of the game clock. Trips to the right side here for Fryer, looks back. Here's the give to McQuillan to the left side. And he has stopped outside the numbers, but just leans forward for a couple extra yards to the 18. 4-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 6, and Northwestern will have no more time for offense here with the wind at their back. And after another touchdown here in the third quarter, takes a 31-0 lead with just 15 minutes left to play here in this GPAC contest. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football. Welcome back here to the campus of Northwestern College on Homecoming Saturday as we approach here the fourth quarter of this GPAC contest. Northwestern leading 31-0 after 3 quarters of play. And heading south now into the wind. A 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6 situation here for the Red Raiders. I'll see if we can put another 7 on the board here for your Red Raider offense. Fryer will go under center and flop a tight end, and Blake Anderson, tight end, over to the left side. Here's a play action to Meyer. And Tigers called a great play there as they came on a stunt from the outside and a cross underneath. And they were able to wrap up Meyer right after the give, right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. And Meyer will come out, replaced by Packer. Sievert will come out, and Flores back in. Man, they are just rotating them left and right. Hard to keep track of all of these personnel changes here for the Red Raiders. Should see a completely different look here on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
With that, yeah, I'm sure we do. We spread it out really all the way across from number to number here. We got 5 receivers out. Fryer alone in the backfield. Drops back to pass across the middle. He's got Mosier at the 5. Evades one, and he will be in for a touchdown.
All right.
His 4th for the day.
Is that good?
Cade Mosier with his 4th touchdown of the afternoon puts Northwestern up 37-0 with 14:09 left to go in the 4th quarter.
That seems good.
NTS.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all for Cade Mosier here, leading the Red Raiders so far this season, coming in to today's contest, averaging over 130 yards per game in receiving, adding 4 touchdowns today is exactly that. That is not too shabby. Here, the extra point is good, so Northwestern increases the score 38-0 with 14:09 left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back with some more Red Raider football.
Raiders stand out. Our teams hold 9 national championships, and Raider athletes competed at nationals in 8 sports last year. Northwestern College, athletic powerhouse. We own that.
And this. Our academic performance is powerful, too. Our student scores are among the best in the nation for accounting, actuarial science, nursing, and pre-med. You want both smart and strong? You belong at Northwestern College.
It's a win-win.
$14.09 left to go here in this GPAC contest. Northwestern, number 2 ranked Northwestern, is leading 38-0 here over the Tigers of Doane University. This second half really getting off to a good start by a Ben Kingery interception on Doane's first possession to set up the first touchdown. And now here after a punt, Northwestern able to punch it out with the 4th touchdown to Cade Mosier, put them up 38-0. That Ben Kingery, that linebacker, is a chemistry major here at Northwestern. Did you know that our most recent pre-med students' MCAT scores ranked in the top 10% in the world? Raiders stand out. Here's the kickoff to the 15-yard line, and it'll be returned up to the 31. And on the stop for the Red Raiders was number 25, Jace Amels, freshman from Pella, Iowa. And a good return there by the Tigers brings the ball up to the 32-yard line.
You been in the Boltman Center lately?
It has been a couple weeks. Bleachers are in transition is what I hear.
No, they're here.
They're here.
They're in.
They're all done, installed.
They're not done. The bottom sets are done.
Okay.
The seat backs and the top stuff is not done yet.
Okay. So we'll be hosting athletic contests there soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks outstanding.
Yeah. Volleyball is on the road this week. They were up in Mitchell earlier this week and taking a tough one there. Dakota Wesleyan coming out on top on that one in 3 sets, and I think they're out in Wisconsin. Viterbo this weekend. So good luck to head coach Kyle Vandenbosch and the Raiders out there, the volleyball team, having a pretty good start to the season. Here's the give in the backfield with no place to go. Northwestern, Tanner Olson right there to force him to a stop on the carry for the Tigers was number 8, Adam Wasserman, on another carry. He had the run on first down as well. It brings up 3rd and 6, at the 36-yard line. And Witter's still in at quarterback. Twin receivers left and right for him. He'll drop back to pass and gets it off to number 8, Adam Wasserman, with the carry after the catch up to the 39-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Northwestern's number 27. That's Jaden Williams. On that stop, That brings up 4th and 2 with 12:06 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Trailing by 38 points, and
I don't know here.
Good call here by Doane. They're going to go for it on 4th, try to maintain possession and get the 2 yards for the first down. But first, the Tigers are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, if I was them, I'd really be thinking about making Northwestern put together another long drive. They're probably not going to win the game. If you can keep it under 40, that's what I'd be trying to do. You're probably giving up points if you don't get it here. We'll see what they decide coming out here. I'd be really shocked if they didn't punt, honestly.
I gotta say, I'm rather impressed with the way that the Northwestern defensive line has handled the disparity of size.
Yeah.
Doane brings some relatively large individuals on their offensive line. Looking over there at the right tackle, Logan Herman at 6'8", 420. Number 73, Max Drebenstedt at 6'2", 362. Just this the size, the magnitude of them versus the average size of the defensive linemen and linebackers for Northwestern is a pretty significant difference. And Northwestern being able to kind of hold them back, and it is as a case and example here. On 4th down, attempt here by the Tigers is tackled for a loss here as the linebackers just make the penetration and string out the play to the right side, and nothing doing there for the Tigers. And so the Red Raiders will take over on downs at the Tiger 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was, Northwestern's defensive line and linebacker, they just did a great job of getting to the ball right there and taking on blockers and making tackles and creating a pile. Nowhere to go. There was no hole. There was nowhere to go.
Fryer will set up with a double-tight formation with Meyer in the backfield. Here's the give to Meyer, looking for something to do forward, and he does lower the shoulder and gets ahead for 4 yards up to the 35. Did a good job there as the defensive end held the outside containment and forced Meyer inside where they had a little bit of linebacker fill. So Meyer gets 4 yards, making it 2nd and 6 now at the 35-yard line. Scouten and I think that's Flores. No, it's Ben Vandergreen now split out to the right side. Here's the give to Meyer again. And once again, the Tiger linebackers able to converge on Meyer for no gain, bringing up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, there might have been a cutback lane there, but Meyer couldn't quite pull the trigger on that cutback soon enough. And by the time he stuck his left foot in the ground to cut that way, everything had filled up. And
no gain.
No gain.
No gain for Meyer there. Brings up 3rd and 6, again at the 35-yard line. And Fryer will go alone in the backfield, sending out Meyer and Jones out to the left side. Scouten and 2 others to the right. Fryer's going to go across the middle, tipped up in the air, nearly intercepted. Pass intended for Brendan Zutenhorst. And Fryer is slow to get up. He's hit pretty hard after the release.
Yeah, something with his left arm.
He's kind of hanging that left shoulder down a little bit. Kind of squeezing the hand, hoping to maybe get a little feeling back in there or something. And he will walk his way back to the sideline. It might be the last we see of him today.
I bet that's a pretty safe bet.
So 4th and 6.
Probably taking a delay of game here, you think?
Yeah, I think so. They're letting the play clock is running, and so they'll take the delay of game and maybe even call a timeout here. The way they're gathering is if they are going to call a timeout, but nope, they're going to head out with a.
I think they're asking the coaches if they want to decline it or are they taking it. They're not responding.
So here they're finally moving the ball back. Now comes the punt team. So no timeout is called. Giving Jaden Snyder a little bit more room. We know that he's got a pretty good leg that he can put on the ball here. And giving him some room to get a little full swing at it and give him some room to try to get it, pin the Tigers deep in their own territory inside the 10 would be fantastic.
Be tough with the wind. Got to bounce it inside the 10 probably if it's going to be in there.
If nothing else, he's going to get it that far, and the wind's just going to hold it up and give Northwestern time to get underneath it. But here's on the return is Celestine, and he's just going to go and get it himself, and he's going to take it all the way back up to the Northwestern line of scrimmage.
We did have a flag.
There is a flag back at the 22-yard line, but Celestine there makes a really nice move, and while I think he was inside the 10 or inside the 5, I think, when he decided just to go forward for it. Northwestern was trying to gather themselves on the goal line to stop the bounce from going into the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, so Snyder can bunt it. Snyder can punt it pretty high, and it kind of just sat up in the wind. And just like you said, the Raiders were kind of turned with their chest facing Snyder punting to keep it inside the 10 or get it on a bounce. And Celestine just went up and grabbed it and started running, and he was gone before most of the Raiders even knew that there was a return.
Witters now will set up in the shotgun with trips to his right side. 1st and 10 from their own 12 after the penalty, which I'm guessing was a block in the back. Flushed out of the pocket, Rankin on the chase, and he completes it at the 45, and Northwestern finally taking him down at the 44-yard line. On the reception was number 86 for Doane. Got to look that one up. That's Andre Norman with the reception to bring the ball to the 44-yard line in the Northwestern territory. Rankin was right on the back of Witters, and he's able to just get rid of that ball before Rankin was going to bring him down for a sack. Trips to the left side here for Witters, looking to the right side to pass. He's going to go deep, and it is going to be led way ahead of Lorenzen. Of the intended receiver is Lambert. Lorenzen right there on his back, and got attempting there for Lorenzen was trying to just pull back on the receiver to not give up the touchdown, but good thing the ball was out of reach. Yeah, It was overthrown, so it was no pass interference.
Yep.
Trips to the left side here for Witters. Northwestern given a little bit more of a cushion now rather than pressing on the line of scrimmage for the outside receiver. Witters now to play action give, and it is broken up. Broken up by, help me out here, that's Gramstad. Jalen Gramstad there comes from underneath and able to get his hand on the ball, break up that pass, and it'll be incomplete, making it 3rd and 10 at the 44-yard line for the Tigers. Gramstad saw a little bit of playing time on the other side of the ball in week 1 at the quarterback spot.
Pretty good athlete, I think.
And I think with Fryer having that kind of lockdown position, they say we need to get you on the field defensively. So here's a long pass, again overthrown by about 7 or 8 yards, intended for Doane's number 86, Andre Norman once again. But Jake Lynott there with the coverage, and pass is incomplete. Oh, no, I got that wrong. Was that Gramstad again?
I'm not sure.
Either way, pass
it's
incomplete brings up 4th. Yeah.
It's windy. That's all I
And
know.
that wind, they get
Pretty
that ball
sure
up in the air, and I think it's just the wind is really carrying it.
Did you know that Jake Lynott's a nursing major?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you know?
And for the last 2 years, all of our nursing students have passed their exam, their boards.
The NCLEX exam. Yeah, 100% pass rate there, first-time pass rate for Northwestern nursing students. Outstanding Red Raiders.
Stand out.
Here's the punt by the Tigers is covered at the 5-yard line. And so the Red Raiders will start with their worst field position of the day.
Let's see if Guggenmos is going to go in.
It looks as if that is the case. Luke Guggenmos
Did you see who's on the cover of the program this week?
I didn't.
I mean, it's not a surprise.
Cade Mosier, did you know that he has 4 touchdowns today? 4.
That's a lot.
Raiders stand out. 9:02 left to go here in the fourth quarter, leading 38-0. And Luke Guggenmoos, redshirt freshman from Anchorage, Alaska, in at quarterback under center.
Palmer, Alaska.
Here's a give to Packer, and he just explodes, lowers the shoulder, and gets a couple extra yards. Man, that defensive linebacker there had no idea what was coming there.
Well, Packer got hit, and it kind of moved him backwards, but he did a great job of keeping his balance and just restarted.
Kept the legs moving,
yep.
and
All right.
just took out another one.
That was downshift then.
7 yards on the carry for Packer. It makes it 2nd and 3 now at the 12-yard line. Scouten and Zutenhorst out to the right side. Lorenzo Jones split out on the top of your screen. Here's the snap to Guggenmoos and a give to Packer, and he is going to run up the backside of the offensive lineman, and that's Zutenhorst and Sievert, and he'll just get 2 yards gained and makes 3rd and 1.
This is where everybody's just hopefully both teams can get out of here healthy and can run some plays, get some work in for some guys. Maybe somebody will show you something.
I imagine Northwestern's going to keep this pretty tight to their chest here. With kind of a tough schedule coming up here. They got Concordia on the road next week, and then they'll be back here in a couple of weeks against another Sioux County academic institution.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit, though. It's like October 17th.
We got a bye week in there, I think.
Yeah.
So first down there on the carry for Garrett Packer. Three lifts in a row there and able to get the first down. 1st and 10 now at the 16-yard line.
Is the schedule in the program in here? Yep, here it is. We go at Concordia, at Mount Marty, bye week, at Jamestown, at Dakota Wesleyan, then Dort, October 30.
My bad.
So
that's our next home game. That's what I've got here. The next home game is not until October 30 after today. But yeah, we've got a couple. We've got like three away games and a bye a week here between now and October 30.
2 games, a bye week, 2 games. It's 4 games in a bye week, so 5 weeks will be gone.
Wow,
it's pretty crazy. Then we got Dort and Morningside back to back.
So a block in the back there, and that'll bring the ball back half the distance to the goal, makes it 1st and long for the Red Raiders. Packer back into the lineup.
Well, might get a chance to see Guggenmoos throw it a little bit.
Guggenmoos in the split backfield, and we've got a false start, offsides, a lot of movement, flags everywhere.
I think everybody started except for the center.
Man, this is the time where if Coach McCarty, you're going, guys, we got 4 quarters to play. We got to finish this. I don't care where you are in the depth chart when you put on the field. You can't be making these kinds of mistakes.
Yep.
And so now they find themselves 1st and 20-something.
Yeah, it's back almost to the original starting spot.
Yeah, back at the 4-yard line. So 1st and 24. Out of the end zone to pass at the sideline. Overthrows to Telford. And so that'll bring up 2nd down for Guggenmoos. 6'3", 190-pound redshirt freshman from Palmer, Alaska. Played for Palmer High School.
Also a baseball guy.
Utility.
Pitcher, outfielder.
Okay.
Yep. He redshirted because of an injury, so hasn't been on the field yet, baseball-wise.
Trips left here for the Red Raiders. A gift to Logan Meyer, and he finds room around the right side along the sideline. There's a flag out as he is pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And I think we're going to replay the second down. Probably from the 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Flag is at the 10.
Lorenzo Jones is having the body language of, I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. From the spot of the foul. So that's what we had last night.
Right,
so
yeah.
it'll be to the 5-ish.
Right.
We had this in the high school game last night, and all the fans were confused. A lot of the fans.
These fans, I was confused.
Because they had actually picked up the first down.
Right. Trips to the left side here. Official waiting to let him go here. Here it goes. A snap to Guggenmose. And nowhere to go for Northwestern's Isaiah Robinson. 1 yard gain up to the 5-yard line. Makes it 3rd and 22. Let me get out my calculator here pretty quick to add all these up. 3rd and 22 for the Red Raiders from the 5-yard line. 5:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Just push your glasses up your nose. You probably get it.
Thanks. You're not wrong. Scouting. And Zutenhorst, and I'm trying to make out the third one out to the left side. Here's the give to Telford in the backfield, and he finds a gap. Explodes at the 20, along the sideline, still up on his feet, and rolls out down at the 45-yard line. Tell me there's not a flag.
There's not a flag, Dean.
There's not a flag. It's a Northwestern. Makes a big gain there on 3rd and 24 to bring it up to the 43-yard line. Cole Telford might be one of the most explosive offensive weapons that the Red Raiders have.
Well, he is for sure. Some of the things that he can do are pretty fascinating.
He got to the outside there, and when he put it in another gear and just exploded past the defensive secondary there. Down to the 43, up to the 43-yard line, I should say. First down for the Red Raiders at 4:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And Northwestern is going to call a timeout. Score 38-0, 4:13 left to go here in this contest. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back with some more Red Raider football. .13 left to go on this on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Northwestern leading 38-0. And a big run there by Cole Telford gets the Red Raiders out of the corner. They kind of painted themselves into with a couple of penalties and incompletions. And so now Guggenmose will give it to Packer, gets around the right side, 50, 45, and pushed out of bounds. And that's enough for another Red Raider first down. Here in the second half, we've seen a lot of Garrett Packer. Seven carries now for 31 yards. Maybe more if my stats aren't quite up to date. Eight carries now for 43 yards, averaging 5.4 per carry. Guggenmose under center. Offset formation. Here's the gift to Telford. He gets through the first gap just a little bit. Enough for 5 yards as he is taken down by Doane's number 37, Jackson Seward. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Red Raiders at the Tiger 40-yard line as we approach the 3-minute mark here left to play in this GPAC contest. Got no updates on other GPAC scores so far. Last we saw, Dort was leading against Concordia. Morningside up over Mount Marty. We'll see if we can get some of those updates here for you shortly.
So it looks like we had a helmet come off, so they either got to take a timeout or put in a new center.
And 5. The dominance the Robinson the Steelers. And greater mark back. Keeps under 2 first side. Braid. By from Ackle 1 yard. Now left to go. Hasty to 20. Short and third at now. Left back. Gap field 20. Potential so will have a game part of this. Scoring run of the game before clock. Sure. By the rate 4 CV by Caternoon With rack 3 back. They will be in next 5 7 8 9 yeah.
But first
Break the fifth. The red. Yes. Teams to of your social stat or we received your offensive 4 after the 30 chart on for 2 yard winner passing one catch yards rushing at 8 yards one 6 and fifth base minus 22 yards on motion on 30 target 72 yards. Tall 30 for 80 and judge carry carry 8 yards for 16 D for Doane. He off with for yard. Excuse me. And 6 tackles. Bates always leading Snyder with 2 loss off with tackles Raiders with 4 here 1 for 20 exception in 4 6 they weak as bold of Stewart's happy